Mother, tell your children not to walk my way.
Hello all, and welcome to this review of Summerslam. WWE preview was on earlier tonight, and now we're going to run down a quick review of it and tell you what I think and what I didn't like, what I liked, so on and so forth. We started the pay-per-view with Kane versus Finlay, with Kane winning. This was a fairly short match, went a little under 10 minutes, but was okay. It was an okay match. I think it could have gone a little longer myself. Both guys are pretty much willing to run around and brawl and be kind of stiff with each other, which I like. And so this was okay, but they definitely didn't give them enough time to really go out there and do anything special. So this was okay, 2 stars, blah, kind of thing. From there we went to the IC title match, which was Umaga versus Ken Kennedy versus Carlito. This was about the most disappointing match of the evening by far. I was really looking forward to this match. I thought this match had the potential to steal the show, and they gave them less than 10 minutes, and it came off like a Raw match. It really did. Felt like something that could have been on Raw. They could have done away with this match and definitely stuck this on Raw and given the guys else on the card longer times, which some of the guys I think could have used longer times to put on better matches. Umaga won, pinning Kennedy, which doesn't make much sense. Like I said, I really felt they could have given these guys, particularly since the fact that it looks like they're giving Umaga a pretty good push. Kennedy, they pretty much given the nod, saying this is going to be the next big guy. And Carlito has been pretty much a top mid-carder for a while, so you would think that they would give these guys some time to just go out there and do something, and they didn't, and it really just came off kind of flat, in my opinion. But it was okay. I mean, I liked what was there, so 2.5 stars. I would say, on that. Then we went to Rey Mysterio versus Chavo Guerrero. In my opinion, this is what should have opened the pay-per-view, as I think this would have woken the crowd up, gotten the crowd really into this. This was a fun little match. Definitely what you would expect from these two. Rey was definitely a little rusty, definitely a little pudgy as well. You can definitely tell that he's not as defined as he once was. But still was pretty good. Was a good little match. I really enjoyed it. The crowd was kind of into it, and I did like it a lot. So I will say 3 stars, just because I did enjoy it. So from there, and Rey won that, by the way. Then from there we went to the Battle Royal, the Diva Battle Royal, which went a little less than 10 minutes, but probably should have went about 5 minutes. This went a little long, in my opinion, so it got kind of boring, kind of fast. Though once they kind of cleared the ring and it was left with 3 last, which was Beth Phoenix, McCool, and Tori, it did pick up a little bit, and Phoenix won, which I liked. I felt like they should have given her a push for a while, and definitely the fact that she was made to look like pretty much a monster for the women's division, which is good, because I felt for a while that's kind of what they needed. So I'll give that a 1.5 stars, because I did feel it was, though it definitely should have been on Raw or SmackDown or somewhere else, because again, that was another about 10 minutes they could have given other guys on the card. A lot of these matches were really short, and that really bugs me when you have short matches, just to let you know. From there, MVP came out and challenged Matt Hardy to a drinking contest, which Matt Hardy came out and then announced to MVP, since MVP got to substitute in their last challenge, Evander Holyfield, he would get to substitute someone, and he picked, to no surprise, Steve Austin, who came out to the biggest pop of the night, to no surprise, and was really fun. The fans kind of got to see Austin stun MVP. It was fun. It was what it was. I enjoyed it. It was definitely a highlight of the night, which kind of shows you how this night went. Which led into the other highlight of the night, and the only really backstage thing I'll talk about, which was Vince, Crime Time, and William Regal had a very, very funny skit. WWE, you need to push Crime Time. Crime Time's over. Crime Time's funny. Don't worry about offending people. Really don't, because this is the type of thing where you should just balls to the walls, go with it. It works. Let it go. And it was fun. And Though they did do too many of these skits during the pay-per-view. I hate that. I hate it when TNA does it. I hate it when WWE does it. I hate it when anybody does it. And I didn't feel they were all very good. So, what you gonna do? Then we had the ECW title match, John Morrison versus CM Punk. This is pretty much the same match we've been seeing from these guys over and over again. Again, they did not give these guys enough time. They gave these guys less than 10 minutes. When are they going to give these guys more than 10 minutes, particularly 15 minutes? If they would have given these guys 15 minutes, this would have been maybe match of the night. This was going along really nice. It's pretty much the same thing that happened. It was going along, and then all of a sudden, John Morrison comes out with a freaking win out of the blue. Had his feet on the ropes, so it wasn't a clean victory. So this feud's gonna go on a little longer, which I really don't mind. But I definitely felt like they could have given these guys a little longer. But I still enjoyed the match. 2.5 stars. I thought this was pretty good. Just they need to give these guys more time, and what you gonna do. Then we had King Booker versus Triple H. Um, and again, they only went 10 minutes, so that's kind of to be surprised, to be suspect as, Triple H is just coming back. Triple H is smaller, which is a good thing because that means he's actually going to be able to put on good matches. However, he went over Booker pretty fast. Not a quite burial, but definitely, I really felt like Booker should have won this match. I know a lot of people are like, it was Triple H coming back. Yes, it was Triple H coming back, but this could have been a very, very good feud. And I think they just basically, botched this feud and made Booker look pretty weak in the process, by the way, for anyone that's watched the match. But it was a good match, and I did feel it was a good match. Overall, the crowd was into it. I enjoyed it. I liked it. It was entertaining. That's what it's supposed to be. 3 stars. Might be a little high, but like I said, I did feel it was entertaining. And it was a Triple H match, which I usually don't find entertaining, but I did find this one entertaining. So, then we had the Great Khali versus Batista. This was the worst match of the night, bar none. I'll give these guys a star for attempting to put on a good match. Again, went less than 10 minutes, which is okay but the fact of the matter is, Batista won with a DQ because Khali used a chair, which makes no sense. Batista should be the one using the chair, and if they were going to do that, why put it almost just less than 8 minutes? Why not just do 5 minutes? Just go out there, let this finish. If you don't trust these guys to do a good job, it was pretty bad. Batista, if I was WWE, I'd lose kind of faith in Batista because John Cena, The Undertaker, and Kane both have adequate matches with Khali. So there's no reason why Batista couldn't either, and he couldn't. So I think that says a lot, in my opinion. Then we had the main event, John Cena versus Randy Orton. Without doubt, the match of the night. Pretty much saved the pay-per-view, in my opinion. Was a little slow in parts, but it worked because the crowd was very anti-Cena, very much for Orton winning. John Cena did win. For everyone that hates John Cena, yes, he won, I know, which I don't mind because, as most of you know, I don't like Orton. Don't think Orton should be champion at this point in time. This was a very good match. I know a lot of people probably think it was slow, but I thought it worked. I thought the pacing worked. I thought the fact that you had, the hammerlocks worked for once. Orton's hammerlocks actually worked in this instance, and I really liked that. Pretty big, was still good, was still fun. The crowd was definitely into this a bit. This was another just really fun match. 3.5 stars. This was definitely a good main event, and pretty much, in my opinion, saved the pay-per-view from being pretty crappy, in my opinion. Overall, I would give this pay-per-view probably a 5.5. I felt it wasn't. I felt it was okay, but it wasn't quite, all that okay. Probably about on the same level, in my opinion, as Destination X, or no, not as as Destination X. As I did feel it was, it was entertaining, which is something that a lot of pay-per-views haven't been. They've just been okay, but this was entertaining, but the wrestling really wasn't there. So unlike WrestleMania, where you had some wrestling and you had some entertaining, but none of it really meshed. But this was quite okay. Like I said, 5.5. I'm giving it a 5.5 out of 6 because most of you know, to me, an okay pay-per-view is a 6. I'm giving it a 5.5 because I felt there was too much interviews and skits, and I don't like that in a pay-per-view. So there you go. I'm out. Later.